Hi everyone, Agent here, and we are going to talk about modules and lots of other random stuff. This bot here is a very old design. It's been around since the pilot seat has been around, and as you can see, if you look in the top there, I put my blink module right where the pilot seat used to go. It's a great place. You need to keep it protected in the middle of your bot, preferably, or on the back if you're not going to be running from enemies and don't expect it to get attacked from behind. So you really want to protect those modules, and as you can see, I've got my disc shield module in the back of my bot. It's going to get destroyed back there now and then. Typically if I'm running, I want the blink module, so the back is the better place for the shield module, as you're going to want to use it while you're facing the enemy and fighting them. So that's what I did here. I just had to make a few minor modifications to fit that in the back there. As far as this map goes, a little strategy tip. Taking this tower is really important right off the bat. You don't want to go down in the death pit and rush their near tower right at the start of the match. And that's because they're just going to take that tower right back. Their respawn times are so fast at the beginning of the match that you have almost no hope of holding that tower until you have sufficient overclock to do a lot of damage to their core. So you want to just ignore that tower on their side unless you're absolutely sure that you can just utterly dominate and spawn camp their team into oblivion. So what I'm doing here is, since we've got two modules on this bot, they are very CPU intensive. You're going to need a small bot, and this fit the bill perfectly because it was already small. It was sitting at 963 CPU, fully loaded and ready to fight before the update. So what I did here was I protected myself and my teammates by popping a shield. It's a really helpful defensive asset. It's not really a very offensive asset, but it's great for defense, and if you've got damaged teammates, you can protect them and let them regenerate and keep them in the fight so they don't have to respawn and you're out there all alone fighting. You can save your teammates with that thing, so bear that in mind. It's a very good tool for setting up shop and defending an area, which is what we're going to do right here. We're going to use these little bits of cover and try to keep them away from this tower because we want it. We want to keep this tower, so we build overclock levels and protonivity faster. So I'm going to do a lot of peeking in and out. Lock-ons, of course, I'm going to back into cover. What I'm doing with these plasma cannons is I've got 5, so I can fire a pretty good full volley. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire a volley and then pop back into cover. And now I'm going to move up to where this other guy popped a shield, which is really nice when you've got more than one bot using shields, and push up. But we're not going to push any further because, like I said, it's still very early in the match, and their respawn times are so short that it's going to be a virtual non-stop wave after wave of enemies coming right at you from their shields. So you don't want to really push up further than that little patch of cover there, at least not this early in the match. So we're going to keep driving around. We don't want to really stay stationary, especially in a small bot. But the time to kill after maximum loadout has been greatly reduced for many reasons. It goes anywhere from the high alpha strike damage of the plasma cannons that I'm using to just the ability to switch to an SMG and finish a target without having to wait for plasma reloads over and over like we used to. Couple that with various weapon buffs, they do more damage, and the fact that more enemies now can hit you from further away with weapons like the lock-on, missile launcher, and the flak cannon, and then rails are pretty good now too. It makes it so you're not only always fighting that one guy you're face to face with. There may be 2 or 3 other guys that are halfway across the map that are now able to hit you, whereas before at best they could do a few plinks with the SMG, maybe pop you with a plasma volley before you're back in the cover. So what we're doing, like I said, we're hanging out here. We want to defend this tower and keep it, and I'm really glad these guys are here helping me because there's no way I could do this by myself, even with the shield and a blink module. So we're just going to kind of harass them. A little bit of plasma here and there. We're not going to waste a whole lot of energy firing full volleys at them. I just want to be bothersome right now and make them think twice about coming over here. I want to harass this rail gunner and get him to stop looking over here, or at least back off for a few seconds and go heal himself, so that the rest of us can continue to do our job. If you notice that yellow tank bot has got some rails in the back of his bot, that's another part of this Maximum Loadout update, is that you can put all sorts of weapons, all different combinations of weapons on your bot. Well, one of my favorites is SMG and nano combination with some plasma cannons. It's really effective. This guy's got mostly nanos with SMG on it. I would say that's not the greatest idea because you only need one nano to get maximum healing out of it. So you're better suited to being an aggressive combat bot that can heal than you are a healing bot that can do combat. The scales have tipped in the other direction. So we're going to help back this guy up. I don't have any energy left for my shield right now, so we're going to try to focus down these targets one by one, which is the best strategy in a situation like this, is to both of you focus down one target. Neither one of us is trying to steal the kill from the other one. It's just best to get rid of one player as quick as possible so it can be 2v1 even if you're both at half health next time. So I'm going to try to reload and finish this guy off. There's a couple damaged guys up here. They've got a medic now. I was moving in to finish the job. I didn't realize that medic was sitting there. So we just unloaded our plasma and we are going to back the heck off. I'm going to pop my shield right here to help save this guy like I said earlier. Had it not been for that, maybe he would have died. This guy clearly wants him dead and he's going to move in for that. We just killed him anyway. We just weren't equipped for this fight. I didn't even realize this guy was back there. And I am going to get slaughtered here because I am all by myself and there are two enemies plus a third one that was flying around doing God knows what. And we're going to lose this tower. At the beginning of the match, if you noticed, I said that we can't neglect this tower. And that's true. It's a very important tower to have this early in the match. Midway through the match, all the way through the match, that's a very important tower to keep because that is the most contested tower. That is the tower that we're going to fight over for most of the match. Our near tower is very easy for us to take and keep. Even if they take it, we can get it back very quickly. Same for their near tower, all the way on the other side of the map. And not only that, there's the shield again, saved my life. But not only that, but you have to drive through what I call the murder hole to get over there. You're at the lowest point of the map, and everyone's got high ground on you. You're just a target. There's not a whole lot of cover down there from a high-flying missile. So, this tower is really important. We lost that, so we need to get this back. I've marked it on the map. Yeah, I use my Alt key or Control, and I bring up the map to do that. There's hotkeys you can set, but usually I do it that way. So we're going to creep around over here, kind of break these missile locks. I want someone to spawn and help me go over here and take this tower back. So I'm not going to rush in there all alone. Before Maximum Loadout, it was possible with a good build and a good player to go in and just 1v2 or even 1v3 some guys. That's not really the case anymore. It's just with the weapons buffs and the lock-ons and the rails and the flak and all that, it's a lot less feasible that you can go in there and you can 2v1 anybody, no matter how well built your bot is. So we're going to break some more missile locks. They're a real pain in the butt, especially when you see on your screen that you've broken the lock and you still get hit by desynced invisible missiles. You can't really dodge that, so I'm kind of pointing out to the team here in chat that we need to get back over here to this tower, and because we don't have a shield right now. Again, keeping this tower is the main part of keeping the shield. So I'm going to start working on the tower from here because I can hit about 3/4 of that strip without going into the little cover area that he's hiding in. I can see there's a guy over here healing. I think he's got a medic, but I'm not sure. So I'm not going to go in there alone. I don't have a radar with it, so I can't see what's going on in there, how many bots are actually on the other side of it. It's probably just one because nobody rushed me, but they do have a medic that seems to be fairly dedicated to healing. So So I don't want to go in there and try to go toe-to-toe against a guy that's got a medic on it, because there's no way I'm going to win that fight. That's another thing that's changed with this update, is before you could even 1v2 a medic and combat bot combination. That's not going to happen anymore. Medic guns heal a lot faster than they did, and like I said earlier, you only need 1 nano to get full effective healing, and you can burst heal where you burn up a lot of energy, but you heal really, really fast. So after we flip ourselves out of derp mode here, which I'm going to go into in a few more minutes, tends to happen with this bot, we are going to blink right back in the base and save our hide, because like I said, I don't have a radar and I could not see that guy coming. No one had spotted him, so I just drove right into an SMG tank. And that thing can utterly shred this little bot, because I've burned up so much CPU on my my little gadgets. Inspector Gadget over here. So I'm going to take a chance and move up and try to finish that guy. Luckily the rail guy finished it. I've activated derp mode again here. It's where you land on your side. It's not very tactical, but I do it sometimes just for funsies. So I need to move that hotkey, because sometimes I bump it by accident and I just go into derp mode for no reason. And I don't want to burn that up when I need to use it later. So we're going to move back over here, lob some plasma at that guy. We're going to try to get this tower back. I'm going to skid into position, all pro-like, pop my shield for protection, and finish that tower. I don't want anybody shooting at me, stripping off my plasma cannons while I capture that tower. And since I have to look away, and I know they had that aircraft over there in the air, as well as the other bot that I shot at, I wanted to protect myself and ensure that we got that tower capture. So I get shot up again, facing the right direction, so I just blink on out of there, and we're going to drive backwards into this tower and finish and help finish capturing it. And boom, we've got our 2 towers back. Just little pot shots here, nothing really tactical about it. I landed a hit, earned me a few more RP. We're going to flank around behind this guy so he can't back off the cliff edge, which is what I thought he was going to do, and help finish him. Helping your teammates out is very important, especially now after Maximum Loadout, because of all the weapon combinations and the healing. Teamwork is more important now than ever. So you want to pay attention to what's going on and when your teammates need your help. And we're going to move in and try to finish this guy. Thought he was going to try to get into cover from the flak, so I went on the other side. He's got a blink module that was extremely well protected. You saw how damaged that guy was. He was like nothing left, and he still had a blink, and he managed to zip away from there, and he almost got away. So what we're doing here is, again, I want to defend this tower, but I'm all alone. So I'm going to sit here where I can third-person camera around and see what's going on. I want this guy to back off. What I really should have done is waited until he got over here and surprise attacked him. But even with the element of surprise, the spot is so small that I really need that first alpha strike of plasma damage to completely cripple him, or I won't be around for a second. I'm just looking at that guy. I don't want to shoot at him because I don't want the plasma barrage to give away my position. I know this other guy is going to try to sneak around, and there he is. So I want to try to stop them from taking this tower. I didn't pull out quite far enough and block some of my own plasma cannons with the cover, but I don't want to charge in there and face this guy because he will kill me. I know my bot can't beat his bot. I'm more utility than combat, so we're gonna do a little damage to him and then get the heck out of there because he can win that fight. You got to know when you can't win and when you need to just get the hell out and do that now. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there looking at the respawn counter ticking down and wondering, why can't I push my derp mode button and flip on my side? And it's because you're dead. So we're getting shot up again. I'm going to blink my ass out of there and almost activate derp mode, but I didn't. I held off on it, and we went ahead and landed on our wheels. So I saved my butt. There's really nothing going on in here, and like I said, you don't want to be down here fighting. That's the murder hole or murder pit, whatever you want to call it. Don't go down there until it's in end of match time and you need to rush that last tower or get over to their reactor quickly, and you spawned on that side of the map for whatever reason. So there's some combat going on back there. This bot is more utility. It's a tower capturing bot. That's what I've been using it for since Respawned and Overclocked, I believe. So we're going to ignore that fight, and we're going to get our butt over here, and we're going to take this tower back. These towers are the entire point of playing Battle Arena. And now the enemy has no shield at all. So we're going to move in. I think now is pretty much a good time to move up and try to start working on that reactor. You don't want to blindly charge in. They're still going to be spawning. You can watch on the upper right hand side of the screen, and you can see when they're ticking down to spawn. And if it's time to go in and you see that 3 enemies are going to spawn in 3, 4, and 6 seconds, you might just want to hold off unless you've got allies in there that can help you kill them, because they're going to respawn and it's suddenly going to be 3v1 even though you drove in here and there was nobody here at first. So definitely keep an eye on that. What we're going to do here is finish off the reactor, and that is in game. That was a really well played match. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.